Hi, this is Splattershop, and today we are going to be unboxing and reviewing Home Depot's 2024 Fair Valley Wolf. So the Fair Valley Wolf was actually not on my list of things I was going to get. I was actually really impressed with it at first, but I didn't foresee it being in my budget. So one of the things that I had actually gotten prior was the hearse, and I did not manage to get me a pony to go with the hearse. So I considered like other options that I could, use as a backup in case I didn't secure a pony for my hearse. And there's many options I've seen, like other people and what they've used. I've seen people use, giant spiders. Some people are using like the Big Lots dog skeleton that came out this year. And I got to thinking about it, and I was like, you know what? The Fair Valley Wolf is just $100 more than the skeleton pony. He's animated. He is, he does have the motion sensor to go off. And I was like, you know what? Maybe he might be a good option as far as pulling the hearse. And I kind of had a little funny backstory to go with it. Because if you ever watch like a lot of like older horror movies, whether it be like Hammer or even the old classic Universal movies, you usually see the carriage, going to a castle or something like that. And usually, right behind the carriage is a pack of wolves. And they're usually following it, just for mood. And I thought it would be kind of hilarious if our hearse driver actually captured one of these wolves and used it to pull his hearse. So I thought, there's kind of a funny backstory to it. It's a little bit, original as far as the animal that would be pulling the hearse. I thought that, it was a little bit more creative. And I was like, you know what? Maybe I might actually try to, pursue the Fair Valley Wolf. I wanted to stop my video for a second and show you a photo that I had found on my Facebook group. Someone else obviously had the same idea, and they posted a photo of the Fair Valley Wolf pulling the hearse. So I just wanted to show you this picture real quick to let you know that it wasn't like a horrible idea to use him for the hearse. Well, unfortunately, like the pony, the wolf, was out of stock. Like a lot of the Home Depot animatronics this year, they're out of stock. There's been a few of the Home Depot stores that have set up their displays early, but I live in a state where most of the stores are waiting until the end of August, early September to put their stuff up. I wasn't having a lot of luck trying to find the Fair Valley Wolf, and I actually had 5 stores around me within a 50-mile radius. I'd call, I'd ask, I'd talk to employees. Sometimes I'd just stop by at the stores and ask them if, I could pull something down or, find out if they're actually going to carry it. And I wasn't having a lot of luck doing that. So one day I was like, you know what? I'm just going to call one of the local stores. I'm going to ask to talk to one of the managers. I'm going to be very polite. I'm not going to feel, come across as though it's urgent or pushy. I'm just simply going to ask him. And what I did more or less was just tell him, hey, I get different answers from your employees. And I don't know, as far as when you're officially going to be setting up or whatnot. But the other thing that kind of led me to do that was When I did a Google search, it actually said this guy was in stock. It said that he was in stock at our Nampa store. But yet when you went to Home Depot site, it said out of stock. So the only thing I could think of is that they had scanned it and said it was in stock, but it wasn't officially on the floor. So I was like, that's another good reason to call and talk to a manager, just to kind of clarify that. So I ended up calling. I got the manager at the Nampa store. He was very, very friendly, very understanding. And I just simply left it at, if you get time, can you at least go check and see if this item, is actually present at your store, even though it's not on the floor and being displayed. And then that way, when you guys officially release it, I'll make it a point to stop by or check the website and buy one. And he was like, yes. And he said he would call me back. Well, 30 minutes later, he called me back and he said, yes, we actually have it in stock. I've pulled it down for you and it's ready for you to come and purchase. I was like super stoked. So I made it a point to change up some of my plans for the day. I drove, it was about a good 20-minute drive over to Nampa. And sure enough, they had this guy ready for me. So the funny thing is that one thing I didn't know was that August 15th, Home Depot was having another online draw. That was something I learned after picking up this guy. And would you know, I had my email notifications on as far as if anything came in stock. And it was early morning. I don't know if it was around 4, 5 o'clock in the morning. My phone went off and I got a notification that the skeleton pony was in stock. I went online and sure enough, they had about 250 in stock. They were available. So, I decided in the end, I was like, I'm just going to purchase it. I'm going to get the pony as well. I may very well end up using the pony to pull the hearse as I originally planned. And I was like, you know what? I'm still going to keep my Fair Valley Wolf instead of him pulling the hearse. What I plan on doing is just maybe having him kind of like those old classic horror movies. He'll be chasing the hearse. So anyways, I am now an owner of both the skeleton pony and this Fair Valley Wolf. And I'll be honest with you, he's cool. He's awesome. I did go a little bit over budget buying him, but I have a feeling he's going to be worth it. So let's go ahead and start digging in and check out and see what this guy is like. Okay, now that we have everything out of the box, we have the head, the torso, the 2 front legs, the 2 hind legs, his tail, the power adapter, and screws. There's really not much to this guy as far as pieces go. The other thing I liked about him, even though the box is, big, he is actually really light in the box. So one thing I'm noticing with the instructions is, for the most part, as far as the body, the legs, and the tail, you can pretty much really start anywhere. There's no real specific start point. One thing you're going to notice, like right here I have one of the front legs attached, is that, as you can see, there's a screw hole there, and there's a screw hole on the inside of each individual leg. And what you're going to do is just kind of pop it on like that. And if you feel around, you can actually find the screw hole where you're supposed to put in one of the screws. Okay, so I've got the first leg on, And it was fairly easy. It gets a little bit trickier when you screw down at the beginning. You'll screw down on the hole, and as it gets deeper, you've got, switch your tool where it's actually upright like this and screw down. And it can get a little tricky because the hair gets in the way. But once you've got it screwed in and it's just starting to get tight, that's probably where I would stop. So anyways, you're going to do this on all of the legs by the looks of it. Okay, so I have both of the front legs on now. And I just wanted to point out that if you're facing the wolf, B is actually going to be on the left side and C is going to be on the right side. Okay, putting on the first hind leg right now. Same thing as the front legs. There are actually holes. You run the bolts through. You just screw it in here at the top. When you do the hind legs, one thing you do definitely want to do is make sure you're pressing down, because it does kind of want to hang down more on the lower leg. And if you don't have it pushed down enough, the bolt and the hole inside will not be aligned. So make sure you kind of push it down while you're screwing it in. And by the way, if you're facing the wolf, it's going to be part D on the left and part E on the right. Okay, so our wolf is officially standing now on all four legs. So the next thing you're going to do is you're going to take the tail and you just run it through here on the rear and you snap it in right here on this little pole. Okay, so the last piece is the head. And if you'll notice on the back of the head, if you open this up, there are some wires that you're going to connect to the neck right here. And actually what you're going to do is you're going to take this bar right here and you're going to slide this bar down this fitting right here after you've connected the wires. Okay, so now we're at the finish line. We're under the belly right now. And as you can see, here's your volume control, your sensor options. And this is where you actually plug in the power adapter. So we're going to go ahead. Kind of got the fur covering it a little bit, but we've got them plugged in now. And now we're going to plug him into the wall. Okay, he's all ready to test now. Let's go ahead and fire him up. All right, and let's see what he looks like in the dark. All right, it's time to review this guy. I am very happy I got him. I am. There was a part of me that was like, okay, you bought the pony, you bought the wolf. Do you really need to have both? You know, I was kind of going back and forth on it. I was like, you know what, let's just open this thing up, because the videos I've seen on it is awesome. And I was like, let's convince ourselves that he is definitely worth keeping. And after putting them together, he is worth keeping. I love the animation. I love the tail wagging back and forth. The servo motors making him snarl. the eyes lighting up. And one thing I will say that you will absolutely love about this guy is the audio. It is booming. I actually had the audio turned down low, and I didn't do much talking while we were testing it because it's just so loud, and it just booms like when he growls. So that is one thing I will say, is that the audio is like totally cool on this guy. As far as putting him together was like super simple. The only thing that I kind of ran into a problem was when you're screwing on the legs. The fur does kind of tend to get twisted into the bolts, and sometimes you've got to kind of dig it back out. So, I mean, other than that, super simple to put together. Honestly, I can see you doing it in less than like maybe 15 minutes. Like, not difficult at all. So I highly recommend this guy. I would buy him if you're considering it. He is a good price. He's $200. I actually got him for less because I started a Home Depot card when I purchased him. But anyways, highly recommend this guy. So thanks for watching this video, and remember to like and subscribe. Goodbye.